I'm your host, Kelly Morgan, indie author and indie publisher. Welcome to another episode of The Author's Mic. Welcome to today's episode. Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of The Author's Mic. My name is Kelly Morgan, indie author, indie publisher, and I am your host. All right, so because we are at the beginning of a brand new year, I wanted to talk about boundaries and not in the abstract way, not in the I'm going to set these boundaries and protect my peace, and not even I don't even have any motivational boundary quotes for you. But I do want to talk about what boundaries look like for indie authors in real life, right? And I'm going to go by my experiences and the things that I've done and why I really think boundaries are just so important, right? Because most of us do not set good boundaries when we started off on our indie author journey. I know I didn't, right? Um, and most of us, we don't burn out from the writing. We burn out from everything around the writing, right? I think as indie authors, sometimes we overextend ourselves. We want to be everywhere. And so sometimes you can and just overextend yourself because you did not set boundaries. And let me be clear, y'all, boundaries are not goals. Boundaries are rules in which you set your time and your energy and your availability so that you can stay consistent. And so I want to be very clear about that. A boundary is not hope about what happens. It is what you decide in advance. And if you do not decide in advance, trust me, trust me, trust me, everybody else will decide for you, right? I am telling you, been there, done that. All right, so let's talk about what boundaries look like in practice. All right, this is probably one of the most important boundaries that I am setting in 2026 for myself. This is why I'm sharing it, is time boundaries. Oh my God. Time boundaries are important. And it may sound something like, I only write or work on author tasks during these set hours, right? Or I don't schedule anything during my writing time. Or, I stop working when I say I will stop, right? Those are set boundaries. And too often, I think we just sometimes ignore those boundaries. Time boundaries for me are crucial. I think they force you to be honest about how much capacity you actually have versus how much you wish you had, right? If you only have 5 hours in a week, that's not failure, right? You can set that 5 hour boundary and then figure out the best way to utilize that time. That's a starting point. I don't know about you, but I have overextended myself in the past. And one of my boundaries for 2026 is to not overextend myself because I have found that overextending myself does not create more time. It just simply creates exhaustion, right? The second boundaries that I'm going to focus on. So we talked about time boundary. Now we're going to talk about commitment boundary, right? And this is where I think a lot of us get stuck. This is where I talk about every opportunity. Every opportunity sounds great. Every invitation sounds important. And yes, feels like momentum if you're just saying yes to everything. But commitment boundaries sound like I'm limiting how many things I can say yes to in this quarter, or I'm not adding any new projects until I have finished the ones that I've started. And I'm going to choose depth over being everywhere, right? Not every new opportunity deserves your energy. Some things are good, some things are just not good right now, right? And so I think that you have to really set those boundaries. I mean, I know when I first started off, I wanted to be everything. Everything sounded good. Every invitation sounded good. And then I just burnt myself out to exhaustion. So boundaries help you choose timing instead of reacting. All right. So remember that about your time. You can't be everywhere anyway. So why try? Right. Visibility boundaries. Oh my God. This is a big one. especially if you're chasing growth. Visibility, y'all, does not mean everywhere. And I had to learn this on my own. Visibility means intentional, right? And that mind shift is everything. A visibility boundary sounds like this: I'm going to focus on one or two platforms instead of all of them. I am posting consistently, not constantly. There's a difference. I am measuring my worth by daily metrics, not by likes and views. Or, no, I said that wrong. I am not measuring my worth by daily metrics, not by likes and views, right? Not. So, being visible without boundaries turns into performance, right? Being visible without, um, let me say that again, because I think that sounded funny to me. Being visible without boundaries is performance. You are performing for the algorithm. But being visible with boundaries turns into sustainability. Big difference there, right? You don't need to be seen by everyone, right? You just need to be seen enough to keep going, right? You need to be seen by the right people where your book and your words are going to resonate with that audience. That's not everybody, y'all. All right. Energy boundaries. Number 4, energy boundaries. Oh my God. Woo! Not everything costs the same, right? Some things energize you, right? Some things just give it to you. Other things may totally drain you. Some things look productive, right? But then, oh my God, they leave you empty. And so an energy boundary sounds like this: I am paying attention to what drains me. I am going to rest with zero guilt, right? I am not pushing through exhaustion just to prove something. Burnout doesn't come from laziness, but it does come from when you ignore your limits. Boundaries help protect your ability to keep creating, right? And here's something really important that we all need to understand. Boundaries are not about doing less, they're about doing what you can sustain. If you want consistency, y'all, boundaries are non negotiable, right? They are non negotiable. If you want longevity, boundaries are strategy. And if you want to finish the year strong, boundaries matter far more than motivation. So as you go through 2026, right, ask yourself these questions. What am I saying yes to automatically? What does that look like for you? What would happen if I said no, or if I said not right now? And what do I need to protect so I can keep writing? Those 3 questions will really help you start to formulate and keep your boundaries. Because you know why? You cannot be everywhere. You cannot do everything. And guess what? You don't need to. Boundaries are how you stay in this indie author world for the long haul. Boundaries and consistency, y'all. All right, let me give you my laundry list of things before I let you go. If you are a creative in this space and you would like to be on the author's mic, I have guests every Monday. The mic would be yours. Go to my website, go to the Be a Guest tab, fill out the information. Boom, you're a guest. If you are on your writing journey, I have a free guide on my website. It's called So You Want to Write a Book. It's free. You can download it as a PDF. You can watch it as a flip book. Either way, go get it. Start your journey. Your words matter. If you want to support me, I've got 2 books: Wait for It, which is an audiobook as well as print, and then You Sound White, which is just print. I actually sell the books myself from my website. You're more than welcome to get them from me. I ship them at no charge. I've got goodies that I put with them. I sign them, but no pressure. You can get the books wherever you'd like. And then lastly, we do have a book club. It's called the IRS, the Indie Reader Society. It is one of my goals for 2026 to grow this book club as big as I can get it, right? And because we only support indie authors. So if you are a reader and you're into supporting indie authors, join us. It's 100% free. And if you're an author, pitch us. we don't know about your book unless you tell us. All the information is on the website. All right, y'all. So today I talked about boundaries and why they're so important and how you might want to really look at your boundaries for 2026 so that you can stay consistent and so that you can keep going. Remember, you don't have to be everywhere. You can't do everything and you don't need to. And that's how boundaries keep us in this indie journey for the long haul. All right, y'all. I will catch you next time. Go out and make it a great day because I know I'm going to. Keep writing.